He said what?
And this is sweet. Meghan Markle said she has a finger they can use if they need it.
It is interesting how she's exposing her as a yacht girl, someone who was paid off by rich men to go and hang out.
What could it be? A mystery for the ages.
Listen, I brought Meghan Markle, whatever her name is, to my Deal or No Deal celebrity golf tournament. She was one of my Deal or No Deal girls that were, she was a caddy for all of my celebrities.
She thought the world would never find out. Meghan Markle, the woman who carefully sculpted her image from overlooked actress to global royalty, is now caught in a storm she clearly didn't see coming, and it's shaking everything she built.
GPT has released a new voice assistant feature inspired by Scarlett Johansson's AI character in Her, which I've never bothered to watch because without that body, what's the point of listening?
For years, every move was calculated, every photo polished, every headline tightly controlled. She sold the story of strength, survival, and breaking free from a so-called golden cage, and millions bought in. But now, one unexpected moment cracked that image wide open, and the internet smelled blood.
Today, Suits actress Meghan Markle married some unemployed dude who still lives with his grandma.
The spark came from a single late-night joke, casually tossed out during a comedy segment, but it landed like a grenade. One line, one reference, and suddenly Meghan's past was dragged back into the spotlight, forcing questions she's spent years avoiding. What exactly was said, and why is Meghan reportedly spiraling behind the scenes over what online chatter has branded the so-called yacht girl rumors?
Do you think your sister, Meghan Markle, has ruined Prince Harry?
The answer is yes. I mean, every single interview, every single picture, every place they go, Meghan grabs him. Meghan controls him. Meghan tells him no. Meghan stands in front of him. She controls every single situation like she is the star.
For a long time, whispers lived only in the shadows of gossip forums and blind item blogs, dismissed as noise buried by PR or scrubbed from search results. The rumors claim that before the red carpets, before royal titles, before Netflix contracts and podcast deals, Meghan lived a very different life. A life allegedly connected to luxury yachts, wealthy circles, and strategic networking that critics say helped her climb social ladders. She's denied it, ignored it, and when possible, made sure it vanished. But comedy doesn't care about image control, and that joke reopened doors many thought were sealed forever.
Meghan Markle, the only thing she found was a rich, famous husband.
The nearest thing Meghan Markle ever had to a billion-dollar idea was marrying a prince.
Once the reference hit social media, chaos followed instantly. Twitter exploded, TikTok went into detective mode. Old photos were resurfaced, timelines questioned, and speculation spread like wildfire. People weren't just laughing anymore. They were digging. Was it real? Was it exaggerated? Or was it another internet myth dressed up as truth? If it was all nonsense, many are asking, why does Meghan reportedly look so rattled by it?
NBC has announced plans for a spin-off to the hit series Suits, which will be set in Los Angeles. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
The real shock isn't just the joke itself, but the chain reaction it triggered. Because the one thing Meghan didn't plan for was losing control of the narrative. From the moment she entered the global spotlight, she played chess while everyone else played checkers. Every smile was intentional, every interview carefully shaped, every leak perfectly timed.
The woman who destroyed her in-laws' family, whose own family doesn't like her, whose the in-laws obviously don't like her, the public doesn't like her, she's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
But now, that carefully curated image is facing its loudest test yet, and no amount of polishing can stop people from asking questions once curiosity is unleashed. Meghan didn't just want attention, she wanted control. Seen on her terms, in her lighting, under her rules, no exceptions. And the deeper you look, the clearer it gets that her image wasn't just polished, it was guarded like a vault. People who worked around her have quietly talked for years. strict on-set expectations, tight limits on photos, complaints if angles weren't flattering enough, retakes demanded, nothing left to chance. Once royal life entered the picture, the pressure hit a whole new level. Any headline that didn't fit her storyline was framed as harassment. Any criticism was labeled a personal attack. Meghan mastered the art of flipping pushback into victimhood and turning bad press into shiny redemption arcs that conveniently lined up with streaming deals and big money contracts. But behind the soft focus interviews, behind the speeches about empowerment, and behind the perfectly filtered posts, rumors kept breathing. Whispers that her climb wasn't as clean or organic as her PR wanted the public to believe. Talk of a pre-Harry lifestyle where ambition meant moving quietly through elite spaces, where access mattered, where fame wasn't chased loudly, but strategically. These rumors may have been buried under NDAs, legal pressure, and aggressive image management. But the internet doesn't erase memories, it archives them. So, when Colin Jost casually joked about yacht photos during a comedy bit, it wasn't just humor. It was a spark thrown straight into a dry field, before palace balconies, before royal walkabouts, before designer coats and practiced waves. Gossip circles talked about a different Meghan, not the Duchess version, not the humanitarian branding, but the one gossip forums labeled the Yacht Girl. And that phrase alone makes people uneasy. What does it even mean? And why does it reportedly bother Meghan so much? The rumors trace back to claims that before royal life, Meghan allegedly spent time on luxury yachts owned by wealthy men in places like the Mediterranean.
People in Montecito, they are billionaires, they're superstars, and they don't like publicity. They live in Montecito to avoid photographers, and they believe that Harry and Meghan, with their pretty obvious courting pursuit of publicity, are spoiling the privacy of Montecito.
Gossip blogs and conspiracy forums claimed these weren't random vacations, but exclusive gatherings tied to powerful figures. The implication: strategic proximity, social climbing, positioning herself near influence and money to reach the next level. None of it proven, much of it debated. But once those whispers resurfaced, paired with a few blurry yacht images, the narrative took on a life of its own. What's important to understand is that none of these rumors have ever been verified. They exist mostly in the shadows of online forums, blind item sites, and conspiracy TikToks, often built around grainy images of a woman who may resemble Meghan, but could just as easily be someone else entirely. There has never been confirmation, no clear proof, and no official acknowledgement. That silence was intentional. Meghan's team never addressed the rumors because doing so would have given them credibility. For years, that strategy worked. The so-called Yacht Girl label stayed buried, a piece of internet gossip people mentioned briefly before moving on to the next celebrity controversy. That changed the moment a joke brought it back into the spotlight. What was supposed to be a forgettable weekend segment on late-night television suddenly became a flashpoint. The kind of show people half-watch while scrolling on their phones ended up triggering a massive online reaction. During a weekend update segment poking fun at celebrity rebrands and influencer activism, Colin Jost delivered a line that instantly grabbed attention. Some people think a podcast can erase yacht photos, but the internet doesn't forget. He never said Meghan's name. He didn't need to. The audience laughed, but online the reaction was immediate. Clips of the moment spread within minutes, paired with old yacht images that some claimed showed Meghan during her pre-fame years. The photos were blurry, the timelines were unclear, the identities were questionable at best. None of that slowed the momentum. Once the joke landed, social media went into overdrive. Searches spiked, speculation exploded, and narratives began forming faster than facts could keep up. Some viewers praised Colin for saying what they believed others were afraid to say. Others accused him of crossing a line, calling the joke misogynistic and unfair. But regardless of intent, the damage was already done. Meghan's carefully managed image was no longer confined to polished interviews and controlled platforms. PR statements couldn't stop the spread. Comment sections filled with yacht emojis. Gossip channels churned out speculative videos pulling millions of views, all circling rumors Meghan had worked hard to keep buried. Colin didn't retract the joke. He didn't clarify or apologize. Whether it was calculated or spontaneous, that single moment became something Meghan couldn't control. And for someone who built her public life around narrative management, that loss of control was the real nightmare.
It was just sterile and awful, and I hate her. I'm so sorry, I really do.
Meghan, it's just like we see right through your fake behavior, and no amount of saying how kind you are is going to make people think, oh, isn't she so kind? All of the nasty things you have done, we know.
If anyone thought Meghan Markle would let this blow over quietly, that assumption doesn't match what insiders are claiming happened behind the scenes. According to whispers from people who say they're close to her camp, Meghan was furious when the joke involving Colin Jost went viral. But it wasn't just anger. Sources allege it was panic. Meghan reportedly reached out to her PR team late at night, demanding immediate strategies to slow the spread of what online users were now labeling the Yacht Girl narrative. Lawyers were allegedly consulted. Friendly influencers were said to be encouraged to avoid engaging with resurfacing discussions. Certain hashtags were reportedly flagged where possible. This wasn't about laughing off a joke on live TV. This was about control. Meghan has spent years carefully protecting her brand, presenting herself as a woman mistreated by the system, pushed out of the monarchy, and forced to rebuild her life on her own terms. That storyline became the foundation for lucrative media deals and partnerships. If old rumors gained mainstream traction, it risked cracking the image she and Prince Harry had turned into a multi-million-dollar empire. According to reports, Harry was allegedly exhausted by the renewed attention. Sources claim he was frustrated that parts of Meghan's past she worked so hard to keep quiet were now overshadowing the future they were trying to build. The tension inside their Montecito home was said to be intense, Meghan allegedly pacing, firing off messages to her legal team, publicists monitoring social media trends in real time. Harry focused on keeping their children shielded from the growing media storm. Meanwhile, the British royal family remained silent. No statements, no reactions. It's a tactic they've mastered over decades. Let the noise burn itself out while staying completely removed. Some observers believe that silence only made the situation feel heavier, as Meghan's narrative faced pressure without any outside distraction. She may have left the palace, but the shadow of it never really disappeared, and those inside the institution understand that sometimes the most effective response is none at all. The internet thrives on scandal, but it feeds even more on mystery. That's why attention quickly turned to the alleged yacht photos themselves. The reality is far from clear. The images circulating on gossip forums and conspiracy TikToks are usually low-resolution photos showing a woman on a yacht, often wearing sunglasses, sometimes surrounded by wealthy men. Some claim it's Meghan, others strongly disagree. Faces are obscured, angles are poor. No credible outlet has confirmed their authenticity. But the danger isn't whether the photos are real. It's that in viral culture, perception often matters more than proof.
If you think about it, Meghan got everything she wanted. She got the husband, she got the children, she got the HRA, she got everything that allowed her to rise up and to have that global recognition that we know how badly she wanted that.
Meghan's brand was built on perception, and once doubt enters the picture, even unverified images can take on a life of their own. That's the part her team reportedly fears most. The rumors don't stop at photos. For years, blind items from old Hollywood gossip blogs have hinted at actresses allegedly attending yacht parties to make elite connections and gain access to powerful circles before landing major career breaks. No names were ever confirmed, no proof was ever shown. Still, conspiracy channels have repeatedly tried to tie those vague stories to Meghan Markle, using grainy yacht images as supposed evidence, despite there being no verification. Meghan's team has never directly addressed those photos, and according to PR experts, that decision was strategic. Even denying a rumor can keep it alive. For a long time, ignoring it worked. Then Colin Jost made the joke, and everything shifted. Almost overnight, demand for the alleged yacht photos exploded. TikTok creators rushed to post breakdowns and theories. Reddit threads zoomed in on shadows, angles, and timelines, confidently claiming to see Meghan in places she may never have been. None of it was proven, but the volume alone created momentum. That's the real danger. Even unverified claims can snowball into a PR nightmare once the internet locks in. Meghan's brand, built carefully over years, suddenly felt vulnerable in a way it hadn't before. And if there's one thing the internet loves more than drama, it's choosing sides. After the joke aired, social media split fast. On one side were Meghan's most loyal supporters, shutting down the rumors and calling out what they saw as blatant misogyny. They argued that reducing a woman's life to blurry photos and gossip blogs was lazy, unfair, and part of a long pattern of attacks aimed at Meghan since she challenged the royal system and built her own lane in Hollywood. Timelines filled with reminders of how often she's been targeted, dissected, and criticized in ways others haven't. To them, this was just another recycled attempt to tear her down. On the other side, the rumor machine went into overdrive. Conspiracy forums, gossip-heavy TikToks, and reaction channels churned out content claiming the rumors exposed Meghan's real story. Old photos were reanalyzed. Body language clips were slowed down. Blurry yacht images were treated like smoking guns. Each post, no matter how speculative, pulled huge numbers, millions of views, endless comments. For every video defending Meghan, several more pushed the idea that she was hiding something. Critics kept asking the same question. If it's all false, why not shut it down directly?
As author Kirby Sommers suggested that the then Meghan Markle likely spent time with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein before she even met Prince Harry.
It was planned from the beginning. She denied being interested in the royal family, which she totally was. I know.
Others pushed back, saying silence is the smartest move, because acknowledging rumors only feeds them. But silence didn't stop hashtags from trending. It didn't stop YouTube channels from uploading daily breakdowns. It didn't slow the speculation. In the end, curiosity won. Whether true or not, the Yacht Girl rumors became part of the public conversation. And once that happens, controlling the narrative becomes almost impossible. So was Colin Jost's so-called Yacht Girl joke really just another edgy punchline, or was there something more behind it? On the surface, it's easy to label it as comedy. Colin built his reputation on sharp, fast jokes aimed at celebrities, politicians, and the chaos of modern culture. Making fun of Meghan Markle, one of the most polarizing figures in the public eye, was guaranteed attention. But to many viewers, the joke carried a sharper edge. Some industry insiders whisper that comedians are growing tired of navigating PR machines, NDAs, and online outrage squads that quietly decide what's off-limits. Meghan, with her tightly controlled narrative and history of legal pressure against tabloids, represents the kind of celebrity many comics feel has become untouchable. For some, Colin's line felt like a pushback, a small act of reclaiming space in a culture where jokes are increasingly policed. Others think the tension goes even deeper. Meghan and Prince Harry's massive media deals, their public criticism of the press, and their insistence on controlling every aspect of their image have reportedly rubbed parts of Hollywood the wrong way. There's speculation that the joke was a subtle nod to growing frustration with celebrities who condemn media exposure while profiting heavily from it through platforms like Netflix and Spotify. Or maybe it really was just a joke. A throwaway line meant for a laugh that accidentally triggered a viral storm. Regardless of intent, the outcome was the same. Meghan's past was dragged back into the conversation, her team scrambled behind the scenes, and Colin never backed down. The joke did more than poke fun. It reopened a conversation Meghan spent years trying to avoid. It forced the internet to confront rumors she hoped would stay buried, whether they were true or not. In today's media environment, perception often outweighs proof. A single joke can ignite global speculation, and once that happens, control becomes an illusion. For Meghan, whose brand is built on empowerment, reinvention, and moral authority, every scandal represents a threat not just to reputation, but to business. The Yacht Girl rumors challenge the foundation of that narrative, painting a version of Meghan critics want to believe. A version built on ambition, strategy, and social climbing. Whether that image is accurate no longer matters to many people online. In the court of public opinion, rumors can overshadow facts, and blurry photos can speak louder than official statements. So the real question now is what comes next. Can Meghan weather yet another wave of controversy? Or does constant exposure finally begin to crack the empire she and Harry built outside the palace? Or will she do what she's done before? Reframe the chaos, present herself once again as the target of toxic media, while quietly working behind the scenes to erase the narrative entirely. And if you think this chapter is shocking, it may only be the beginning. Because, according to online speculation, Meghan's obsession with control didn't start with Colin's joke. Some claim it traces back to private meetings in Dubai, quiet deals, and moments allegedly linked to Tyler Perry that have never been fully explained. If those stories resurface, this storm could look small compared to what comes next.